Final check. Afternoon. If you still haven't found your seat, please, we invite you to take your seat at this time. We are about to start our ceremony. We're going to make sure that we are ready to go. We are live, so for those who are watching us virtually, welcome. For all of you who are here, our graduates, welcome. For our parents, invited guests, friends of our graduates, we welcome you. For our university staff, guests that are joining us this afternoon, we welcome all of you to our donning of the stole ceremony. My name is Jose Sanchez. I am the Assistant Director of the Cross-Cultural Centers, and it's an honor to be here with all of you. And on behalf of the Multicultural Center and the student committee of the donning of the stole, we would like to welcome you to, our third annual donning of the stole ceremony. We are proud of this accomplishment because we, as you're gonna learn through our ceremony, through the remarks that are gonna be done by our speakers and our student committees, it's been a labor of love, it's been a labor of a lot of hard work. We are here to commemorate the academic achievements of graduates of color who identify from a diverse ethnic or cultural background. As we gather here today to celebrate our graduates, we want to acknowledge the land of where we stand. And with that, I'm gonna read our land acknowledgement of the University of Scranton. The University of Scranton acknowledge the original inhabitants and nations of this land, the Lenape, the Munsee, the Shawnee, and the Susquehannocks. May we ever be mindful of their legacy and contributions and commitment to us, and commit ourselves to a stewardship of this land with care, compassion, as we navigate our communities towards faith and justice. The significance of hosting this ceremony on our campus sets a strong foundation for the future, and we are committed to make this a special celebration for all of you, by also honoring the land where we stand. We will start our program this afternoon with opening invocation by our President of the University of Scranton, Father Joseph D. Marina, followed by opening remarks from our Assistant Dean of Students, Shannon Murphy-Fenney. Then we will start our remarks from our student committee, starting with an overview of the history and significance of reflection of the history and significance of our ceremony presented by Tiana Adams, class of 2022. I want to share with you that this year, the student committee worked hard to provide you with a special celebration and wanted to invite one of the founder members of our ceremony to highlight the significance of this event and honor your accomplishments. They selected and invited Ava Mang Wafo to be your alumni speaker for this afternoon. She's joining you in celebrating your success. I had the great honor of introducing her. As we hear from Ava, we will hear from Isabel Reyes, class of 2022, who will offer a few words and introduce our class of 2022 student speaker, Anne Marie Onwuka. Then we hear from Anne Marie, we will bestow the culture stones that you see right before you here. Graduates, I'll prepare you again. I shared this with you earlier. We will ask our graduates will leave the theater to line up and to proceed in the order they have been seated. According to also they're going to be lined up based on their number. And I will close the ceremony with some closing remarks. You with me? All right, are we excited? Let's hear it. All right. Oh, at this time, it's a great honor and a pleasure to invite our beloved President, Father Marina, who will start us off with our opening invocation. Father Marina.
Thank you, Jose. Beloved President. Boy, I hope that's true. Congratulations, everybody. This is just a wonderful moment that will never come again, and it needs to be cherished. And I hope that you're going to remember these days for the rest of your lives. How many parents and family members do we have here in the room? Any? Give yourselves a round of applause as well. Before we pray, just a couple of quick statistics. You may have heard this already, that we are going to have a rather large freshman class next year. I'm very happy to report that over 350 of the students coming in, so basically a third of them, will be first-generation students, and 288 will be students of color. This is a significant step forward for the university, and it's because of good students like you who have blazed the trail, and others who have gone before you, that with each passing year, we can tick up that diversity meter a bit more so that more students become interested, become comfortable, and help us to reflect the world that we live in by our student profile and our faculty and staff as well. So thank you for being a part of making that happen. And now, as we should, we'll begin with a prayer. And the first part of this prayer is the prayer of Solomon for wisdom, which seems appropriate at a time like this. So let us pray. Our ancestors, Lord of mercy, you who have made all things by your word and in your wisdom have established humankind to rule the creatures produced by you, to govern the world in holiness and to render judgment in integrity of heart. Give us wisdom, the consort at your throne, and do not reject us from among her children. With you, wisdom can be found, the one who knows your works and was present when you made the world. Send her forth from your holy heavens, and from your glorious throne, dispatch her. Lord, bless our graduates with wisdom, and all those too who have supported them through their years at Scranton. Bless their families and friends, their professors and mentors. May these fine young people go forth from our university with a fiery passion to be agents of change and sources of love. May they see their dreams fulfilled and their purposes achieved. Stir up within them the grace they will need to bring their talents and gifts to a suffering world. Fill their hearts with joy and with the vision to find you in all things. We pray this in your most holy name. Amen. Congratulations once again. I'm very proud of you.
Thank you, Father Marina, for your words and your continuous commitment to the success of our students and our Scranton community. Now, I would like to invite Shannon Murphy Fenney. Sorry, I need to look at the lights. I want to see that she's here. Thank you. Shannon Murphy Fenney, Assistant Dean of Students, who will offer opening remarks.
Thank you, Jose. I'm delighted to welcome you on behalf of my colleagues in student life to our third annual Donning of the Stole ceremony at the University of Scranton. We are thrilled to be able to host this ceremony in person with our invited families and guests to celebrate the outstanding accomplishments of the class of 2022. Thank you for being here today. Our Donning of the Stole ceremony is designed to celebrate the outstanding achievements of students of color as they prepare to graduate. The stoles that graduates receive today are to be worn with their graduation regalia as a representation of all they have accomplished and overcome during their time here at the university. What started as a ceremony honoring 7 graduates in 2019 has grown to recognize over 70 members of our class of 2022. This is simply amazing. Graduates, we are here to honor the gifts and talents that you have so generously shared with us. In the classroom, in the residence halls, on the sporting field, in laboratories, in clubs and organizations, in service opportunities, and in the myriad of ways that you have impacted our community, both in visible and invisible ways. You have challenged us to be better and have held us accountable when we have not met that bar. We have more work to do as a university, and we are grateful in the ways that you have trusted and partnered with us to do what is necessary to create a more just and inclusive campus. You have much to be proud of today. I would be remiss if I did not recognize a group of individuals who are here to celebrate with you today. The students have always envisioned a ceremony where families and friends were able to attend to celebrate our graduates, and I am thrilled to say that that day is finally here. Whether they have been your rock, your cheerleader, your laundromat, your alarm clock, your proofreader, your number one fan from afar, your families and supports have been with you every step of the way. Family and friends, whether you are here with us or watching our ceremony from home, thank you for the encouragement that you have offered, the sacrifices you have made, for trusting the university with the most important people in your lives. We are grateful for your presence here today. Graduates, please take a moment to acknowledge those present, either here or virtually, for their support. And finally, thank you to the graduates of the class of 2022. You have left a lasting legacy on our campus through your leadership and dedication to our community. I am so grateful to be able to be here to celebrate with all of you today. Congratulations.
Good afternoon, everyone. Thank you so much for coming. My name is Tiana Adams, and I am a member of the Donning of the Stole Ceremony Committee. For the past 3 years, the Multicultural Center has set out to explore opportunities to recognize and celebrate the accomplishments of students from underrepresented identities approaching graduation. Through the years, the Donning of the Stole Ceremony has become an annual cultural achievement ceremony where families, colleagues, and friends gather to celebrate the accomplishments of those receiving their undergraduate, graduate, and doctoral degrees. Our goal was to highlight the success in overcoming the particular barriers faced by students from these groups, specifically students of color, in attaining higher education. With that goal in mind, we sought to establish a ceremony that would provide graduates with a positive and rewarding event recognizing their hard work and dedication to their education. With the help of the founding members, Camila Robles, Abba Amon Kako, and last year's student leader, Samil Torres, The donning of the stole ceremony has become what it is now. We began with just 9 students and have expanded to 71 of you. I had joined the committee in the summer of 2020 when I started the Lewis Stanley Brown Black Student Union. During that time, we were offering kente stoles to all Black Indigenous students of color. Since then, to acknowledge and respect students of African descent and prioritize the inclusion and celebration of all cultures, we've expanded our ceremony to accurately represent students of all backgrounds, while still emphasizing the history of the Black students that paved the way for this ceremony. Throughout the past 4 years, we have all struggled in some form to find our way at our predominantly white institute. We have overcome many challenges and advocated for change, seeking the support and opportunities to be seen as equal members of the Scranton community. It's through our perseverance that we have made it. I encourage you all to reflect and be proud of your accomplishments because it was not easy to get here. Please join me in introducing my fellow committee member, Isabel Reyes. Thank you.
Thank you, Tiana, for your very kind words. Good afternoon, parents, faculty, family members, and people watching online. And thank you for joining us for the 3rd annual donning of the stole ceremony. I am Isabel Reyes, and I am a member of the class of 2022. This ceremony marks the first year where students can wear a stole pattern demonstrating their ethnicity. The colors displayed on each stole signify more than just a pigment. Ooh, my voice is kind of getting a little bit rumbly over there, sorry. The black in the kente stole symbolizes a unity with one's ancestors. The color merged within the Latino stole signify orgullo, or pride of one's origin. The butterfly symbol in the Native American stole symbolizes a metamorphosis or change. For me, the API stole represents more than just an amalgamation of blues, reds, yellows, and greens. To me, it represents countless 12-hour shifts my mother, who's a registered nurse, hi mom, has done for me to succeed in college, and the multitude of sacrifices my father has taken for me to succeed in college and in life. As a first-generation college student in America, I've struggled with the doubts and the ability to believe in the potential within myself. However, from all the times I've thought to myself that I could not, the faith and love of my parents have lifted me up, telling me you can. Ooh, a little emotional. Stories such as mine is a reoccurring theme for many individuals in this room. I'm not even crying. I don't even know why my voice is kind of wobbling. This ceremony not only recognizes our success as students, but also the shoulders of people. I told myself I'm going to cry, that's funny. Who lifted us up to reach for the stars and the universes, which for them was once an unattainable goal to reach for. With hearts ablaze, we are now given our own pen to write our genesis as future Scranton alumni, with the help of the people who love and care for us. Now I'm very proud to introduce our class of 2022 student speaker and the student leader for the donning of the stole ceremony, my dear friend. Please help me in welcoming Anna Nwuka.
I'm also going to do my best to not cry. Thank you, Izzy, for that introduction. As previously mentioned, my name is Anne-Marie Nena Onwuka, and it is an honor to be a student leader for the donning of the stole committee and chosen to be the class of 2022 student speaker. My junior year, I remember being approached by Samil Torres, the former class of 2021 student leader for this ceremony, alongside my fellow graduate, Tiana Adams, to help organize and coordinate the donning of the kente stole ceremony. I did not know much about it then or about its significance, but I was happy to help. Being behind the scenes last year sparked a new passion that I wanted to pursue in terms of creating this for my class. I realized the importance in acknowledging our struggles and obstacles that minority students do face here at the U. but more importantly, the significance of spotlighting our triumphs and our accomplishments here at the university. This is the purpose and the sole focus of this ceremony. Today's ceremony is to officially honor all of you. The ceremony celebrates the academic achievements and personal successes of students from underrepresented identities. It also highlights the victory we all share in overcoming the obstacles that we have faced here. I'm so thankful for our foundational leaders, Ava Amankwafo, class of 2020, as well as Camila Robles, class of 2019, for pipelining this historical event for the University of Scranton. It was my pleasure to continue in their footsteps and be a part of this third annual donning of the stole ceremony. As a first-generation immigrant student, I knew attending a prestigious American university was destined for me. Growing up, I attended a public middle school and public high school that was rich in diversity in terms of students and staff. When it came the time to look for colleges, the University of Scranton was at the top of my list. I was excited to start my new journey at a school I considered home away from home. However, as some of you may relate to, one of my biggest struggles here as a student was the lack of diversity and representation around me. I remember being a freshman and jokingly verbalizing my desire to transfer to an institution where I'd feel less out of place. The realization of being one of or the only Black student, Latinx student, or Asian student in a classroom, leadership position, or even on a sports team caused more mental stress than I could imagine. It was difficult finding a sense of community and belonging and believing I could overcome it. A year passes by and we are stricken with COVID-19 and forced to evacuate the school, further isolating me from my peers and adding another mountain for me to climb. Upon returning to campus for my junior year, I came across a new set of mountains: minimal contact with my friends, struggling with my academics and mental health, and my sparked awareness for the weight and tragedy of racial injustices, just to name a few. The more barriers that came my way throughout my years here, the more I sought to find comfort in a community that would understand. The Multicultural Center, or also known as the MC, helped provide this for me as well as for most of you. The people I have met within the MC have become lifelong friends that I will hold dear. I'm not gonna cry. That I will hold dear. The people I have met have become lifelong friends, and the MC has become more than a place on campus, but a safe haven for me and several of my peers. A space where I can speak freely about the struggles of being a minority at a predominantly white institution while also obtaining resources and people to have by my side through it all. As most of you can also attest, the MC and the people I have met through it have become one of the most positive experiences here at my 4 years at Scranton. My college years have been everything but ordinary, yet by the grace of God, I am still able to stand here and graduate within the next 24 hours. I learned that these obstacles were not meant to destroy me, nor were they meant to destroy either of you, but to shape me into the proud Nigerian woman I have become. My hope for you all is to realize that you being here is a testimony and achievement in of itself. My father would always tell me that obtaining my education is setting the trap to catch something big. In other words, obtaining our degree has the potential to open a door full of opportunities for each of us to reach. All of our traps are now set, and I hope each and every one of you catch something amazing and fulfilling while proudly representing your cultural heritage. Represent your culture with pride wherever you go. Do not be afraid to take up space, because there are spaces designated for each of us to fill that only you and I could fill. When the obstacles come, tackle them with grace and wisdom, knowing that you did not come this far to come this far. When you fail, remember that it is part of the learning process. And you will be able to get back up, because over here we only fail forward. We are setting the example for future graduates of color at the University of Scranton, so let's keep raising that bar. This ceremony started with 9 graduates in 2019, 21 in 2020, and 47 in 2021. I proudly announce that we are at 71 graduates and the numbers will only rise. I thank God that I can be here and stand before you all, and I would like to thank Jose for allowing me this opportunity, as well as the entirety of the ceremony committee for working so passionately and efficiently. Thank you to all the staff members that patiently worked with us, because we were something, in making this ceremony possible. And last but certainly not least, I would like to thank all the graduates in the room. Without your faith in this committee in honoring you correctly, there would be no ceremony. And now I can finally say, congratulations, class of 2022. We did that.
The one that almost got tear up now. Tears of joy, tears of happiness, and tears of feeling accomplished. That's what you're witnessing today. Now, and to all of you who are watching virtually, it is a great sense, with a great sense of pride and excitement and honor, I had the opportunity to introduce our alumni speaker for this afternoon. Ava Mong Kwafo, is an honor to welcome you back to your alma mater. Though she hasn't gone that far away and has remained close to our community, she has stayed in Scranton to continue further her professional experience in healthcare, primarily working in, I know it's gonna use some science language. I'm gonna do my best. So, and my accent is gonna come in too. So, neurophysiology lab, we are working with epileptic patients. And when she's not at the neuro lab, she's dedicated her time working at a local family in pediatric medicine office. Thank you for everything you do for our community. Born in New Brunswick, New Jersey, a very diverse community, she is a first-generation college graduate, currently applying to pursue a master in physician studies, physician assistant studies. She was a member of the class of 2020, and as previously stated, one of our founding members of our ceremony. When she was here at the University of Scranton, she was a neuroscience major. And she has continued passionately pursuing and becoming an advanced practitioner in neurology. I want to highlight some of the impact and contributions that Ava has made in our campus community. She was a resident assistant, a role that impacted and supported the transition of many students. But above all, something to highlight is that she was a mentor and a student that uplifted others, especially those students of color, to pursue and to find their inner strength in finding their place at the university by pursuing leadership positions on our campus. I can attest for our graduate class of 2022 that some of them are sitting and were impacted by Ava. I had the pleasure of working with her in the cross-cultural centers. One vivid memory that I have of Ava is helping me setting up for our Dia de los Muertos, our Day of the Dead celebration, where she actually helped me set up an altar for our event, which is a vivid memory that I have. But it was a pleasure working with her and continue having that mentorship and that mentorship relationship beyond the University of Scranton. She was a great support system to me, and I strongly believe she will be a great asset and a great professional in our healthcare system. But the most meaningful contribution that she has left to us in our campus community is this: the donning of the stole ceremony. Because of her passion, because of her commitment, and because of her hard work. Because without her and Samuel Torres and Camila Robles, we wouldn't be here today. and with those few and from the heart words, I give you Abba.
We are all trying our best not to cry tonight. Thank you so much for having me, and good afternoon. I'm so pleased and honored to be here with all of you. And before I get started, I would first like to thank the University of Scranton, the Division of Student Life, and the Multicultural Center for presenting this ceremony. We are here to celebrate many different backgrounds, and it truly feels like a blessing to have been part of this event's creation back in 2019. As said previously, during that time, we only had 9 attendees. In 2020, at my Kente Stole ceremony, that was on Zoom, by the way, we had 21 attendees, and today we have nearly 70 excellent and educated students of color here to celebrate their prosperity and growth. As I reflect on how we came to be, I remember the feeling of excitement that welled up within my spirit as Jose Sanchez and my senior, Camila Robles, put their trust in me to help them with the introduction of the Cultural Stole ceremony to this campus. For too long of a time, the University of Scranton did not recognize these stoles as something to be officially worn at the commencement ceremony. Imagine that. After 4 years of working to beat those odds, you would be asked to remove your stole, symbolic to your academic achievement. There is a racial gap in higher education, and your achievement is something worth commemorating. I proposed this event for my graduating class so that we, as a collective, would never be asked to remove something so precious again. So from this, take pride in who you are and know that your success is a win for all of us. Your success is our reason to celebrate. With that being said, it feels like a breath of fresh air to be wearing my very own Kente stole in person on campus for the first time ever. Although we could not be together in person for the inaugural year, I feel bonded with my class knowing that ours was the dawn of a new beginning. It is well known that the threads of the Kente cloth bind us to those before us and those to come. This is a symbol of generational strength and resilience. These themes in conjunction to our community here in Scranton is exactly the type of collaboration more institutions ought to be in support of. Although some of us may be wearing different stoles later today, it is our cultural passion that unites us. Know that the integral meaning behind our ceremony and stoles is solidarity. I know what this ceremony means to me, being a first-generation Ghanaian American woman during these times. For me, this elaborate weaving reminds me of my parents' daily sacrifices to support me in my journey of everlasting growth. With solidarity and with these stoles, I feel empowered thinking of the past while excited for the future. This is what Kente means to me. I hope today you have similar feelings of sentiment, knowing that you get to be part of something so great and so beautiful. As I reflect, I often find myself thinking of 2 quotes from one of my favorite American activists and writers, James Baldwin. These quotes remind me that I am enough and that we all are enough. The purpose of education is to create in a person the ability to look at the world for himself, to make his decisions. And not everything that is faced can be changed, but nothing can be changed until it is faced. I initially heard these quotes as a first-year student at the University of Scranton, and I have held them with me every step of the way. Paired together, I feel as though Baldwin's message illustrates what the Multicultural Center calls on us to accomplish as students, as well as a community representing the University of Scranton. Although it feels like ages ago, I remember juggling with the idea of leaving Scranton and transferring to a more diversely sound campus closer to home. I battled with this feeling for a long time, mainly because I initially struggled to find a place where I felt comfortable as a woman of color. The sense of feeling out of place on this campus is too familiar of a feeling, specifically when I was a freshman. When I was a senior, it was great. A feeling that never sat well within me. To grasp my thought and my experience, take this walk with me while I was a freshman. I'm walking through campus, and I feel as though everyone's gaze is lingering upon me, not for good reason. My heart throbs, never knowing what to expect during moments like this. Another day comes along, and I leave my hall with a smiling face, and that smile is suddenly stripped away. When someone calls my name, but it's not my own name. Rather, this name belongs to another student of color that looks remotely nothing like me, the only similarity being that neither of us are part of a majority group. These are two small examples that I'm using to illustrate that experiencing microaggressions can definitely have a lingering effect. Back then, this was definitely enough to be a decisive factor on me getting out of here. So glad I stayed, by the way. This story circles back to my support, that being my family. My mom and dad have fully supported me in my educational journey and have said time and time again that they will continue to cheer me on no matter where that is. When I brought this news of my recent experiences to them, they also told me to stop and think. They reminded me that these are challenges that I have dealt with my entire life and may have to deal with in my field of study. My parents were basically emphasizing that I should never let these microaggressions win, but rather grow in my maturity through my response. As people of color, we sometimes experience the worst and most uncomfortable situations simply because some lack the willingness to learn and evoke change within their own hearts and headspace. My takeaway from this to you is that no matter how difficult, how annoying, how challenging it gets, push yourself within reason. My takeaway from this to you is that no matter how difficult, how annoying, or how challenging it gets, push yourself within reason to achieve your goal, even if you have to shake up the status quo. Who would have thought that this university, founded in 1888, so rich with old traditions, would eventually give birth to a new one so deeply doused in color and culture? Through our willingness to learn, our patience, and our hope, it came to pass. Never let those measly microaggressions halt you from your experiences. And just as Baldwin said, look at the world for yourself and make your decision. From my active decision to stay on campus, I have grown in a number of ways through my involvement here. As a product of this experience, our graduation ceremony was able to blossom into what it is today. It's a bit cheesy, but truly after finding the Multicultural Center, I was able to find a place where I felt comfortable as an individual and a place that encouraged me to challenge myself. I think the reason why we have spaces like the cross-cultural centers is to help students see the university through a different lens. My mission and drive on campus then was to be a student leader that worked to help other students who felt out of place find a place, to feel appreciated and heard. I am now able to find solace knowing that this event is now a tradition here at the University of Scranton. Before I go, I want to express some final thoughts with you all. While working as a student leader here at this predominantly white institution, I quickly learned how humbling patience could be. I'm sure many of you in our current graduating class understand how difficult it is, especially if you come from a family or a community where culture is never questioned, especially if you come from a background where you and your family express your heritage daily. It can be discouraging coming to a PWI and facing a number of obstacles that seem tagged to your appearance. We should never have to feel adversity tied to our intersections. Ever, never. Nevertheless, you never gave up, and here you are, educated and ready to impress the world with all of your skills. Let that be your fuel. Your uniqueness and identity should be a drive to push you to achieve all of the things you plan to do in the near future, because you are completely capable. If you're matriculating into the next phase of higher education, starting a new job for the first time, or taking all that you've learned with you back to a place that you've missed for the last 4 years, never forget the things you felt here today. I'm sure in some ways you're not the same person you used to be back in 2018 when you first stepped foot on campus. As you are now, you have flourished into an amazing and well-educated individual with so much to bring to the table. Wear your stole with pride, as this ceremony represents all of the collective moments that have led you to where you are now. Enjoy this rite of passage, your very own cultural stole. Celebrate with those you love this weekend and look forward to what comes next. Congratulations, class of 2022. We are so deeply proud of you.
Thank you, Ava, for your kind and inspirational words of encouragement. Now, for what we've all been waiting for, the donning of the stole ceremony, I may now ask for you to replace your tissues with cameras. Please welcome Ayana McCullough, who will be announcing the graduates' names. Graduates, you may now exit for the ceremony.
Yana Adams. Sophia Alderman. Alvaro. Hyla Avant. Ariana Baldwin. Jill Batista. Eliza Belches. Alexander Balat. Aisha Campana. Destiny Carpatella. Claire Carrera. Naomi Corretto. Pauline Chan. Hunter Chin. Allison DeMello. Toby Diaz. Christopher Gentle Steele. Sofia Gonzalez. Vincent Gonzalez. Nadia Green. Brandon Gual. Caitlin Haraprasad. Soraya Harris. Alicia Harris. Steve Holguin. Natalie Intriari. Jimena Jimenez. Siddhant Khanar. Ryan LeBron. Gabriel Lopez. Anna Maldonado. Julissa Mercedes, who unfortunately cannot be with us today, but we like to honor her. Miriam Moyes. Patricia Danielle G. Nicholas. Krista O'Donnell. Anne Marie Onwuka. Priya Patel. Runda Patel. Sanal Patel. Ansari Patel. Brianna Phillips. Tiana Popstein. Katia Ramirez. Laura Ribolito. Isabel Reyes. Catherine Rodrigo. Joshua Jose Romero. Amanda Grace Ruiz. Paula Santa Rosario. Krista Segretti. Alex Sopatmasai. Miles Spencer. Danielle Tagliacop. Monpreet Talawan. Ethan Taitong. Haley Thomas. Catherine Torres. Miguel Augusto Valencia. Congratulations, class of 2022.
A round of applause to our graduates. All right. I'm gonna invite Isabel to come back and kind of well, actually, let's go back into the next. First, I wanna thank you all for being part of our ceremony today. It's really been meaningful to be here and to have seen the color, the pride, the cultural pride that has been showcased in our ceremony today. I want to take this opportunity to offer some closing remarks. And at the end, I just going to make a few announcements in regards to our transition after our ceremony. And checking the time, you're doing great. Doing great. Thank you, graduates. I know there was a little bit of a transition. We were worried about how we're going to do the end of the bestowing of the stoles, but our system worked. So thank you for your support and your participation. Again, everyone, thank you for the opportunity to being here. Thank you for joining us, parents who are present here with us, invited guests, university staff. For those who are watching virtually, we want to say thank you for being part of this experience, for being part of the opportunity and joining us in this meaningful and very special event that we had today with our donning of the stole ceremony. This ceremony signifies what we meant for the remaining of the future years. You have set the tone and the strong foundation for what our ceremony is going to become. And I remember someone say that it's only going to get bigger. Do you agree? Let me hear it. And that's what we want. And that's what we want. So I want to express my sincere gratitude to all of you here and those watching for joining us in our ceremony. What we're gonna do, follow after ceremony, just gonna make a couple announcements and offer thanks to the members of my committee. I can tell you that it was hard work. It was a lot of dedication. It's a strong commitment and a very passionate group of students that I had the pleasure of working with. First, I want to say thank you to Isabel Reyes, Anne-Marie, Tiana. To do the ceremonies, you really need to have that sense of guidance, that sense of structure that they keep me on check. So they really kept me on check to bring you this special event. So I gotta say thank you because they continue the work that Ava and Camila did before and Samuel did before them. And so I'm really thankful and proud of all the work that you did and for you feel proud of what we have accomplished today with the ceremony that we just had. I also I'll be remiss if I don't thank a group of special volunteers and a really committed group of staff that has been helping me throughout this ceremony. Even though they were behind the scenes, I want to take this opportunity to also thank Luis Vasquez, Gabriel Gomez Tirado, Jambi Patel, Lola Adetola, who were here helping me and making sure that everything was smooth and running in behind the scenes where I was here, making sure that we started the ceremony on time, we ended on time. So thank you for all your work, your commitment, and for making this ceremony what it has become. I also finally wanna say thank you to those who have supported the cross-cultural centers, the multicultural center, and the Jane Copas Women's Center, and more importantly, our student committee, to make this ceremony what it has become. Without their support and their approval, we proposed changes to make our ceremony a truly multicultural celebration. Now let me ask you, graduates, did we accomplish that? But I want to hear with that big round of applause. Let me hear that energy. All right. I like that. We did that. We did that. And that's what I want you to leave this room with, a sense of pride, with a sense of accomplishment. So I want to say thank you to Maria Marinucci, who couldn't be here, our director of Cross Culture Center. Without she's watching us live. Hey, excellent. Got the thumbs up there. So Maria, I want to thank Maria. I want to thank Shannon. I want to thank Dean Rivera. I also want to thank our Vice President Student Life, Dr. Bobby Davis. Without their support and advocacy and the changes that we propose for this year's ceremony, we wouldn't have the ceremony that we have here today. And above all, thanks to all of you for being here and making this event for our graduates a very special occasion. So I want to thank you and appreciate everything you did for us. One more round of applause. Now, to end our ceremony, I'm gonna make a few announcements in terms of what's happening next. So what's happening next is that I'm gonna ask university staff and invited guests, parents, to leave the theater. We're gonna transition in the first floor. Downstairs in the Naples first floor, we have prepared a reception for all of you as part of our ceremony. So we hope you can join us. I know I'm asking your parents something very hard, which you have done for 4 years now, but we wanna ask our graduates to stay in the theater because we have one more thing to do with them before they go back and join you. Please be assured that we will send them back to the Naples first floor to join you and celebrate and take all the photos. And we have also a photo. We have balloons. We have backdrop. We have things that you can take photos. So you had the opportunity to take all the photos that you